Hello, welcome to Prequel, Sequel, Requel, the show where we pick a film and give it a prequel, a sequel, and a requel. It's very spooky in here. It's Halloween time. This is our Halloween special. We're going to do The Shining. With us.
Did you see that one?
Yeah, I just shit myself. I didn't see that coming, Tom. No.
Hashtag shit yourself.
With us for this episode, we've got Emma Tidswell.
Hello.
Noel Curry.
Oh no.
Myself, Chris Lumb. Hello. Tom King. You're not doing your good hello.
Good hello.
And Eddie French.
Hello.
I don't even get to say ahoy.
You want me to say ahoy if you want?
It doesn't matter.
No?
Figure it
Okay.
out.
Right.
Establish the law. Sequel. Then give us some more. Prequel. Not the same as before. Prequel, sequel, requel.
From a script he co-adapted from the Stephen King novel, director Stanley Kubrick melds vivid performances, menacing settings, dreamlike tracking shots, and shock after shock into a milestone of the macabre. In a signature role, Jack Nicholson plays Jack Torrance, who's come to the elegant, isolated Overlook Hotel as off-season caretaker with his wife Shelley Duvall and son Danny Lloyd. Torrance has never been there before, or has he? The answer lies in a ghostly time warp of madness and murder. Right, we're going to start with the prequels, so Noel, we'll start with you first. You can get the ball rolling for us.
Okay, my weakest of the three is going to be said, but it's good to get out of the way
all
early.
How
I
do you
reckon.
tell me about it?
So this prequel to Shining, we're going to find out about Tony. How Tony came
of
from.
course.
Little Tony.
Because I think that Tony, what's actually going on here is he's psychically linked to the O'Halloran guy.
Mm-hmm.
So this is months
Yeah.
before. And so he's linked to this guy and he doesn't know. And O'Halloran's linked to other people as well.
Right.
And we see him holidaying in Florida. So he's obviously psychically linked to Tony, who's in Florida in 1980. And what Tony was in Florida in 1980? Tony Montoya.
Of course. Scarface.
Scarface, yes.
Once you get the money, then you get the power.
So when he asks
Then you get to possess a
Tony
little
what's going to
child.
happen, Tony always just says something terrible because Tony's coked off his fucking mind. Just paranoid. It's like everything's going to be terrible and
Right.
awful.
All the magic.
And that's why Tony goes mad in Scarface because he keeps hearing the voice of this little Danny asking him questions.
Wow.
And presumably ends up a little boy's nose every so often as well.
Yes.
Let's face it.
And well, the other irony is that he keeps saying, "Say hello to my little friend," when
Yeah.
in fact he is someone's little
Yeah.
friend.
So does that mean he thinks
Wow.
that his big machine gun is a little boy called Danny?
Danny boy.
Yeah, Danny boy.
Does he think that it talks to him as well? The gun?
To be honest, he's on that much gack. He thinks everything talks to him.
Yes.
Maybe everybody's got a little friend. It's just like an ongoing cycle.
Like a team of
Wow.
friends.
So-
And Fozzie Bear in Muppets Treasure Island talks to his finger as well. So there's a link.
Very smart.
Yeah.
The move.
There's a link there as well. Wow. Okay.
So we're saying that Tony Montana is a shiner.
Yes.
Yeah,
he is
and that
shining.
presumably him being in Florida would be why Halloran always smells oranges.
Oh, I think that's the stroke he's about to have.
Oh right, yeah. It could be. It's the stroke or Florida. It's one of the two.
I
Yeah.
love how Tom's always making his notes while we're all talking. It's like, it goes,
It's like
it goes,
Give me an idea.
yeah.
Oranges.
When have I ever...
Sunny delight.
Well, several times.
When have I ever come with nothing? Is that what you're going to say? Emma, let's see what you've got. Sorry, was that?
Yeah, that's pretty
you're
much
done?
it.
Yeah,
That's good.
okay. Emma, what have you got for us?
I've gone a bit sort of tongue-in-cheek, and I've gone for Halloran on the buses. Because,
Oh, you'll do well.
you know, that's fine. So basically,
I've done very similar with my
Have you?
with my Requel.
Well,
we've got the Shining here.
Not on the buses.
We'll,
Okay.
we'll get to that.
It's all right.
At least you've got notes.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
we can see.
So our mate Dick, he's travelling around the USA, just kind of going about his business, taking The Shining to a few places of kind of paranormal interest and kind of trying to help people like with ghosts and things. And he kind of just spotted as like a chef, kind of he'll whack himself in a bar and stuff to keep him going. And so basically I kind of think it's going to be a bit like the Ghostbusters, where it's kind of like a bit quirky, and he's kind of exercising people, but like, you know, obviously chucking now oranges at them until the ghosts go away. Or something. I
Is
don't
this like
really know.
a weekly, like 1970s US
Yeah,
serial, bit
yeah.
like the Hulk,
Yeah.
going from town to town, helping people out?
Yeah, it's like episodic. You know, you've got your David Banner kind of walk off, Howard will just walk off in a blaze, kind of like laughing manically.
Well,
Yeah.
they've always got to end on a freeze frame with them laughing about some
Yeah.
joke. No, that's
Like,
all.
you know.
While he says,
Well,
Damn.
we managed to finish that in the nick of shine.
Universal Production, or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah, yeah.
Belisarius. is,
I see it as Orion.
oh, okay. Yeah.
I mean, he can also dart out of ladies' houses with his boxes, so you know. It's all
Oh,
So
could-
a
could-
bit cheeky, a bit
Confession,
cheeky.
Confessions of a shiner.
Yeah.
nice.
So,
All right.
Does that mean he's got to spend time going, oh, look at her, she's
Sorry,
nice?
what's the box?
so the box. Oh, the box. Where's the box? Huh?
What is this? I'm just a bit worried that we might be making a thing about a black man with a shine box, and it's not.
No, no, no.
It's not the direction we want to be taking.
No, no,
is it?
no.
Oh, sorry. Oh, God. Oh, sorry. No, I don't know that.
Well, it's probably got a shining kit.
A shining
A
kit.
shine
yes.
kit. Yeah.
It's not a
I mean,
shine box.
It doesn't make it sound any less like a shine box, but it could, to be honest, you could be making a
Significant amount of money.
yeah, but you could also be making a point about such stereotypes by subverting.
Undercutting it all.
Yeah. I imagine that's what's happening.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, is
Sorry, I
that?
got that. That's it. That's
Hashtag-
me done.
hashtag
That's me
like
before
guilt,
it gets
guys.
worse.
All right. Well, mine is it's prequel. It's called Stop Shining, and a young Dick Halloran, played by Michael B. Jordan.
Oh, he is good, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's good.
Yeah.
Oh, you always include the cast, which is
Sometimes,
Yeah,
sometimes.
sometimes
I have
it does,
more
yeah.
for this one actually. Explores his shining gift by enrolling at Xavier's School for Gifted Youngsters.
Oh,
Upstate New York, very
Yeah.
nice.
Dick is thrust, careful, into action, and his powers are exploited by Xavier. He uses him for his own gain.
what's his X-Man name?
Oh, fucking no.
It's called.
He's called Dick.
He's called.
How
No, he's called
How?
the Shiner.
the shine? Well,
And it's
We'll see.
two big black eyes.
Yeah, just got punched in the face.
He's
Yeah.
called Big Shiny Dick.
yeah, okay.
his
I think
name
that's his name.
He's called
Shiny
Dick
Dick.
Shine.
Shine.
He accidentally kills civilians by losing control of his powers, so he's making like heads explode and shit, and it's like, you know, a bit
To him,
violent.
he's in agony because it feels like there's a mandarin up
Yeah.
his nostril.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So much orange!
He vows to only help people after this incident. He vows only to help people who have the shining, and makes it his mission to track down these shiners to
So he
speak to
becomes
them.
Xavier.
Well, in a way.
Well,
He doesn't have a school or and that
No,
he
but-
helps. He helps the shiners to maintain the powers. That's why he's so interested in Danny. Where he's going, you know. So then it all ties into the shining
So
film.
we can recruit him to be in his clan.
Well, I'll just help him
I'll
to
just
stop
help him.
making people's heads explode with the shining powers.
Because there's a bit of scanners in there as
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
just for good measure.
it's all right. You've got a, you know, modern audiences won't watch it.
what
but,
is psychological horror without some body horror
Yeah.
as well? Nothing.
So that's what I had. So, Tom,
I've got
You got first?
my prequel is called Jack Torrance goes on a long uneventful holiday with his wife and kid whilst working as a caretaker in a motel and successfully completing a novel. That's what mine's called. And it's 2 hours.
the title.
That's the title, yeah. What I wanted to do was do a title longer than the longest title.
right?
Which
Okay.
was that one about the cowboy with
Oh yeah.
you know what I mean?
Assassination of
Assassination.
Jesse James by the
Robert
coward.
Ford.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
wanted the title longer than that because I wanted Guinness World Record as well.
Oh, okay.
Going for that now. And
Because it
Are
won't
you
win an
trying to
Oscar.
break a record with every single one of these?
yeah.
Are you going to try and break the land speed record in a motorised vehicle with your sequel?
Yes.
So is your next title going to be like a word longer than the last?
Pardon?
Well,
Is
it'll
your
just be a
next title
sequel
gonna be like,
to after.
No, I'm not.
I'm worried that your titles. I'm worried what you've wrote at the top of the page.
Yeah, I am. Don't worry about
He's
that.
put the title of a different episode. on
Yeah,
there.
that's fine.
Yeah.
But it's
I
not.
thought we were
that
reading wrong
because-
one.
No, and then it's 2 hours of them.
Shining but wet.
Yeah, it's 2 hours of them having a really nice holiday. Jack gets his book done and everything. They're all happy. There's some
Yeah.
nice scenes. They all complete a maze together. That's one of the. He always goes to a hotel with a maze. This one's obviously it's not in Oregon. It's in Colorado. It's in somewhere else, Colorado. And you see the thing is they have a really nice time because obviously Danny's shining gland hasn't matured yet. So so there's none Nothing. So he doesn't do any shining. Then, right at the end, post-credit sequence, right, they're having a nice time, and then Danny just turns to the camera and goes, "Here's Tony," and that's it. And you go, "Oh," and it sets up the next one.
Wow.
So-
So yours is kind of the yeah, okay, I like
So
that.
it's something else where they never refer to the events in the first film.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, go, oh, this isn't like the last time you wrote a book, honey.
No,
Yeah. Wow.
never mention it because
That's so, because
why?
it was
People
uneventful.
never do things like that in real life.
No.
So is it like all play and all play make Jack a happy boy?
No, it's just
So yours is kind of like character development, the movie, isn't it?
yeah, character development, the movie. You just find out where he's at. But
Yeah.
you do see him just one time. Danny knocks over a can of paint whilst he's doing some caretaking, and he just one point in the movie, and everything else is really nice. Just turns around and belts him back right across the face.
Yeah.
That's suggested
Yeah.
in the next film.
Yeah.
He does do
Well, it
that.
does in this
Dislocates
film.
his shoulder.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that in the, I don't know if I missed that bit or if it's in the longer cut.
It's
The longer cut,
in the longer
apparently,
cut,
yeah.
when
Right.
the doctor's there's a whole
There's-
sequence
there's
between
all
the
scene,
doctor
but
and
it's-
someone else
yeah,
cut
yeah.
out, isn't there?
And that's about his drinking.
Yeah.
Because the
Well,
film's also about his...
in the book, I believe he breaks his arm.
That he dislocates his shoulder.
Well, in the book, he actually breaks
Yeah.
a bone in his
So
arm.
it's the film that he dislocates his shoulder.
Because, and I think he was a very little boy when that happened as well. He was like
All right, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Eddie, what have you got for us?
I have got the story of Wendy Bland, the least interesting woman in town. Basically, she's often people will walk up to her and they'll start scrabbling around her waist trying to find the handle to the door they assume she is. So relentlessly uninteresting. They'll often
Jack was right to try and cut her up.
Yeah.
She was asking
No, that's not the same thing. Being boring isn't technically a crime. People often just tie their dog leads to her while they go into the shop.
And she runs away like them internet videos with all that seem to be going on at the moment, where dogs are running down high streets with attached to signs. Have you seen any of them?
No, I haven't
Just
seen
me.
one of them.
Yeah, there's
Well,
a few of them, and they're like, oh, anyway.
There'll be a wry nod to that, which will date this film instantly.
Yeah.
It will not be worth watching
Yeah.
a week after its release.
That's right. Yeah.
Hashtag Holmes and Watson. She's incredibly boring, and then she sees a young man sat in a bar. And he's got a notepad. He's scribbling. He's proper chewing the pen. He's got a bit of ink down his face, and he just can't get it. He just keeps on ordering more and more bourbon and all this. And she's like, "Oh, I wonder what he's up to." So she goes up to him. He puts his satchel on her face because he thinks she's another stool. And then he goes, "Oh, I'm sorry." And for whatever reason, his swaying vision means that he realises that she's actually a person and might have something of merit to say. And because of this, she falls immediately in love with him, the only person who's ever acknowledged her humanity. And she knows it's going to be true. So basically, this is how. And then the last thing you find out is that she's pregnant, and he thought he'd just had a wank. So boring. But it's okay because the woman who plays Wendy in this, I haven't cast it yet, but she will be relentlessly mistreated by whoever directs it. So the performance will be riveting.
Yeah,
Boring.
you want that original performance kind of out of it.
I really want to get that. I want the crew to pack her away every night. That's how good I want this performance. I want people to believe. I want people to have to wear special glasses to see that she's in the film.
So like when she's round, they'll just put a coat on her. I think she's
Basically, they'll hang stuff up on her.
There is on the documentary on that, right? There's a bit where she's just sat at the side of the thing. What's her name? Shelley Duvall. She sat at the side and the documentary crews going around. And Jack Nicholson, it must be day. I think it's the last day of filming. He just walks straight past her without saying hello. You just think it's just like she just sat there. It's just like right, and then and they're all mistreating her.
It's dedicated to the memory of the respect Shelley Duvall used to have.
Yeah.
That's the story of Wendy Bland.
Wendy Bland. Right, well that's the prequels,
Maiden
and
name.
we'll let's move on to the sequels. Okay, sequel time. So let's start with Emma, please, for your sequel.
Oh, hi again. So I've gone for another thing where I'm going to call it the Overlooks Hotel, but basically, so little Danny, he's grown up, he's a lot older, he's kind of got a lot of gambling debts, he's not having a good time because he just sees everyone who's dead or like horrific visions. And he's tried to kind of help people, but he's done. But anyway,
That's it.
he ain't got a lot of money, and he kind of acknowledges that because he's going to get booted out. So this Most Haunted kind of documentary kind of team like approach him, and they're like, all right, we're going to take you back to Overlook Hotel, are you going through it? And so he kind of goes there, and he's like sort of doing this Derek Kakara kind of stuff. And basically it's kind of his freaking like dad's his spirit guy, and kind of like isn't a dickhead anymore, and kind of helping him through, but basically loads of shit happens and people die. And that is that.
Ooh.
Really?
Cool.
Is Derek Akora actually there? Because I would pay to see him eviscerated.
Can be now.
You want him dead? Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Tony. Thank you, Tony. Yeah, thank you.
And then a big spike fucking hit.
And the tea just like goes off in the distance.
Could it be, like on The Crow where
Yeah.
Bruce Lee, what was he called?
Brandon
Lee.
accidentally died, but it could
Accidentally.
Yeah.
The same thing happened
Yeah,
to Derek.
accidentally.
The same thing happened to Derek Akora.
We can totally factor that in, yeah.
Yeah.
It could be like all the ghosts just attack him in
Yeah.
just like fury rage.
And then
Leave a comment how you think Derek Akora should die.
Yeah.
We should do a
In
Twilight
the-
Zone.
Hashtag
stunt
Cora
comedy.
RIP question mark.
That will happen.
Hashtag the accident.
We have contacts.
Right?
Hashtag
Lovely.
thanks, Sam.
Okay. What have you got?
An
Hang on.
Indian.
Is it?
A Native American, isn't he? Sam, his spirit guide is
Oh, is it?
American.
Is he?
Is that established?
A Native American
Oh, yeah.
who's just knocking around
Do
Merseyside.
you know what? I thought it was just bullshit.
Oh, really?
But it's supposed to be a
no one
Native
told you
American,
that.
but which and the burial ground.
Oh, so it's linked to all in us. He's giving it a pass.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know his
Yeah.
full name of the Native American? Sam Cartwright.
Yeah.
It's not, but it might
Right,
well be.
let's keep this going. Sequel, Noel, what have you got for us?
Okay, so Danny, immediately after the events of the film, and I'm sick of all this kind of horror and things going wrong. He's got a supernatural power,
Yeah.
and which only a few people have. He's not going to waste it chatting to his grandma.
No.
Like Halloran does. What a waste. He's going to Vegas.
Course,
Obviously.
course.
No,
Because
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
you go to the poker table and you go, well, tell me, his mum's, finds another shiner, and they can rig any game they're at,
Right.
amass a fortune,
Yeah.
until they meet this other star poker player. Mumbles a lot like this, and won't fly up quite. So we have, until he meets Raymond from
Yeah.
Rain Man,
Yeah.
and he loses all his money to Raymond. So then he has to go on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. He's able to do it without the coughing this
Right.
time, so
right.
he gets away with it,
Yeah.
and has a great life with his mum. They all recover from
Aw.
their terrible times.
Sounds nice.
Oh, he does a bit of magic as well. He's able to do kind of mind reading and
And does any
tell you what your card is.
does anybody die in yours like David Copperfield? Just kill them all off.
Paul Daniels. We're going to bring Paul Daniels back to life just so we can kill him.
Yeah. Okay.
I wanted to entertain.
Yeah. Oh, very good. Okay. Right, mine was The Shining 2 Overlook. So,
Nice.
tagline, you'll never check out. So I put my
I have a
mind...
tagline, you.
I do for this one. I put my mind in this one for a real... I wanted a real Hollywood exec. What would they do if they grabbed hold of this and just ruined... Yeah.
Misunderstanding
Yeah,
fundamentally.
they just went, we need to make a sequel to cash in, boys! Right, so after the events of the first film, the Overlook has become a tourist attraction, especially for ghost hunters. A big attraction is the Frozen Jack exhibit in the main lobby. You know, the lobby where...
Was that a bit like Han Solo?
Yeah, it can be, yeah.
Cool.
It's the 1 year anniversary of events that happened in the first film. So this is set literally a year, like they'd have made this a year, after. Yeah.
It's quickly become popular, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mate, have you heard it? The story is mad.
Yeah. So the 1 year anniversary of events that took place, and a freak blizzard has blocked off all routes, leaving everyone stranded in the hotel.
Who could have predicted
Who
that?
predicted?
I know.
Yeah.
What's worse is that a power outage has shut down the cryogenic tank that was holding Jack still. table.
Shit, it wasn't a fucking. It's not a statue. It's
No, it's him.
No, mate, it's-
That's what I'm saying. That's the tourist
find it,
attraction. Yeah, so they're not going to go. They're not going to flock to see just a statue. They'll want to see the guy who was responsible. Right.
Shape of water, isn't it?
So that night, Frozen Jack defrosts and picks victims off one by one to hack them to death in a bloody rampage.
Nice.
That's what I got.
Nice.
Nice.
Big bucks here.
What's he doing?
Bear in mind, I wrote this earlier, right?
Right.
I've just got 6 months later, Jack is thawed out and miraculously comes back to life. After Danny thinks about him a bit, and then I put there is a lot more shining in it. That's all I've written.
I like that everyone you're like sort of connected to someone on the panel. Like,
Maybe you
hey.
both got
we've
The
done a
Shining.
fair-
That's why
Yeah,
you
yeah.
wrote the
Do
same
you know, I
thing.
felt all right now, like, it's like foaming at mouth. Did you get that?
Yeah.
We've done about getting on for a dozen of these now. We just know how each other think. We've just worked it all out.
I just like a lot more shining. You know, budgets and stuff. Big
Yeah.
budget.
Big
hell
budget.
of a lot of shining.
Yeah, lots of shining.
Lots of
Continuity
shining.
police are after us.
We got to find them and stop them.
That's it.
They'll never take us alive.
There'll be too much shining in that film.
Right, okay.
Dangerous amounts. It comes out of the screen.
Shining 3D.
Yeah.
4D.
4D, yeah.
People with shining audience.
Again, just squeezing oranges up your nose.
Right, Eddie, what have you got for us?
I have got, there's no title, but All Work by Jack Torrance becomes an international bestseller. It's the All Work and No Play. Yeah,
avant-garde.
it's just
Massively philosophical bent.
It's just whatever it is. People are just like,
It's just a message they can get on board with.
and those who can get sort of 5 or 6 pages in suddenly like, oh, wait a minute. So this you know, basically it's a bestseller comparable to the Bible for the influence and widespread impact of this. So slowly, the most avid readers, the people who've got like the Morgan Freeman read audiobook, they've got that in whilst reading it. You know, all work and no play makes Andy Dufresne.
Who was that, sorry?
I said Andy Dufresne so people would know what I was doing. In a dance as old as time. So basically, the problem is that when they realise that, they start to go a bit Jack.
Yeah.
So they start going a bit Jack, and basically, it's sort of a zombie vibe in that there's a load of unstoppable. I mean, they're not like Jack Torrance, they're basically like Jack Nicholson.
Yeah. But they're
Because the difference is minuscule, let's face it. And so an adult Danny has to shine everyone better with a shine axe. He finds it a lot quicker to use the power of the shine through the medium of axe.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking, like, obviously, if there was a lot of people out there that were like torrenced,
Yes.
in a state of torrance, as you could call
Yeah. Oh, you can
easily
easily
call
call
it,
it
you could call it a state of torrance.
Torrance Nightingale was
Torrance
famous for having, having a touch of that.
And one positive that would come out of it is that obviously axe sales would be through the roof.
Axe sales would be through the roof.
So you could do a
the
tie
cocaine
deal with B&Q or
Yeah,
something,
yeah.
is that what
Tie
you
The
mean?
cocaine industry would flourish.
And they'll be like, we've axed our prices.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Absolutely.
And also, all of the deforestation, massive, because all work and no play makes, but they do a hell of a lot of work in between the play. So
Yeah.
Gotta do it.
a lot of wood chopping.
Yeah, so basically, Danny, and also because we've been talking about all these different I think he's going to get an army of shiners, all sorts of different people with the shine, and Halloran's granny is going to be there. Just
Are they going to
cheering
sing Shine by Take That?
They're going to sing
Yeah.
all of the, they're going to listen to the
Shine on
Shine
You.
compilations.
Shine on you
from-
crazy diamond.
Shine on you crazy diamond. But, yeah, all of the Shine compilations from the 90s, all of the indie hits.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Hi ho, silver shining.
Silver Shining. Yes.
Very good.
This little light of shine. Yep.
Okay.
Tell us, Shine Man.
Did anybody notice there is an actual book, a sequel?
Called The Shining.
No. There's a sequel book and they're making it in a
Doctor
film.
Sleep.
Yeah, Doctor Sleep.
McGregor.
Yeah.
I had to.
You
I had
to play Danny, is he?
I
Yes.
think so, yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'll be alright.
to turn around and go. Pooh.
I wonder if Stephen King actually like this one.
Not sure.
I don't know. Yeah. I
It was apparently, we were saying about the TV adaptation,
Yeah.
that King wanted to do, but apparently Kubrick had the adaptation rights to the book, so he only let them do it as long as Steve King stopped bitching about it.
Well, he's gone back on that, but Kubrick is dead now, so that's fair enough. I suppose he's like, just wait till I'm dead to start slagging off my work. I think that's a fair, that's right. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Let's.
All work.
Excellent. Let's move on to the requels then. Right, it's requel time. So let's get on with this. We'll start with Tom this time, I think. Let's
Okay. So the similar idea to the buses thing that Emma did earlier. That this is this is the first film in a new universe of films, which are comedy horror mashup universe.
Right.
So the first
You
one.
could have Abbott and Costello in them.
Possibly, yeah. Well, we could do, or people playing Abbott and Costello. It could be Steve Coogan and
John C. Reilly.
that's that. They get typecast.
Cornering the market.
Yeah.
That's
in
fine.
the film that Chris is going to love, called the Shidey Heining.
Oh,
Which is,
you got my thoughts. Let's end the episode.
It's 1950s holiday camp, which in the winter gets cut off by high seas and dangerous sea, and so no one can get out there, but a caretaker has to go out and live there. So that's kind of like that. I've not decided which one of the cast of Heidi High it's going to be.
Do they have to throw Spike into the walk-in fridge?
Yeah, I mean, it'll be Spike that goes out there and goes
Can we
back.
have him in it, Spike? Jeffrey Holland?
Yeah, he can be in it. He can play the Halloran character or the barman in the...
Well, tell you what, Chris. Tell us the surviving members of the Heidi High cast and where you think they should fit.
You've got Jeffrey Holland, and you got Sue Bollard. You've got Ruth Maddox.
Sue Bollard could play his wife. Or no, she could play the old woman in the shower.
Don't look at me! I'm looking at
That's it. It's a beautiful young woman.
Oh, I want to see it.
And then he turns around and it's Sue Pollard. That she is now.
Ruth Maddox going, hello, Jack. Would you like to have a sandwich?
So,
Get
I'm going
out!
to buy the rights for this. How much do you want for the rights for this?
so there's other.
I'm going to cut you a check, son.
It's only fair, in the spirit of Stephen King, to sell him that for $1.
Absolutely, you can have it.
I'll buy it.
But there's as I said, it's the first in a new comedy horror mashup universe. There's other films that are going to come out. So there's like Carry On Camp Crystal Lake. So it's got Jason in it. But all the horror elements are like full-on fucking horror. I mean, they're scary as fuck, but then there's just really stupid slapstick comedy. It's like a real sort of grating juxtaposition.
Yeah.
Everyone hates it, but the public lap it up.
Yeah,
Critics and everyone hates
Critics
it.
are there.
Yes, there's like other films like The Exorcist, but what it is it's the priest is trying to remove, instead of a demon, the characters out of the cast of Mrs. Brown's Boys. So he's basically trying to normalise them, rehumanise them, so they get those characters out of them. You will not ever play a woman again. Do you know what I mean? So it's
Well, shut up there, what you
oh, look at me son, he's a big gay.
Brendan O'Carroll leaving there going,
Yeah.
I don't quite know what came over me. Anyway, I think I'm going to get home now.
Why am I wearing a dress now? This is not right.
That'd be silly of me, wouldn't it?
Yeah, so kind of
What
like
other horrors?
Sorry?
Any other
Yeah, so
horrors?
I mean, like some mothers do have nightmares on Elm Street. Things like
I know what you did last of the summer wine.
There you go,
That's great. I think you might have hit something there. I think you've.
I shouldn't have laughed so much at my own joke.
Yeah. We should have saved you till last when you were doing that. Right.
loads of them.
I want to see a Muppet Omen.
A Muppet Omen. Absolutely.
That's great. Yeah. You should pitch that.
Why did he say your mother doesn't help?
Dead's Army, that's good.
Dead's Army.
Dead's Army of Darkness.
Dude. Dad's Army of Darkness, yeah. Dude, where's my candy man?
Good God. Very good.
Yeah.
Right. Excellent. Okay, Eddie, what have you got for us requels? Very good.
I think it's probably just going to be called The Shining again, but Overly Keen Podcaster tries to make his family-based podcast, which is called BitTorrents. He tries to make it better by taking a job in the Overlook Hostel, 4 stars TripAdvisor, for the winter. His wife hates it and resents being involved. His kid has sort of quite a gift for podcasting. He's one of those quite sort of charming and engaging children, but his dad's sort of a bit jealous about it. And so one day, Jack Torrance of the BitTorrent, he's doing his thing. He's doing all right. He hears a fairly easily removed crackle in the audio, but because he's a podcaster and just can't believe that would ever happen, he kills fuck out of everyone with an axe. just upends the table and goes full on fucking psycho with it. So yeah, so it's sort of updated to what's the most pretentious sort of type of I need to be alone to create person this day and age. So obviously the podcaster, you know who you are. You're watching them.
Like,
now.
subscribe.
We all know the secret. We all know the truth. Like and subscribe.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool. Very good. Okay. Emma, what have you got?
Leave a comment.
Yeah. We don't even use blue yetis for this, guys. We're fucking up there.
Leave a comment down below, yeah?
Yeah.
Leave a comment down below. Right down there.
Nobody will.
Yeah,
No.
I'm going necromancy, and we're going rise and shine, is what this is going to be called.
All right.
Rise and shine.
Nice.
That's great.
So it's kind of like, it's a bit teeny, so basically a teen of like, a group of like little novice necromancers kind of pop along to the Overlook, and here it's an Indian burial ground, so they go, alright, we're going to raise a few skeletons or what have you. And unfortunately what they don't realise is the incantation they've got is kind of raised the head honcho of the Overlooked and like all the other people, and they kind of like get these reanimated corpses and things visiting them, and they kind of get them to persuade them to kill each other. So yeah, and one of them's got the shining obviously, and they're like, no, don't kill people, but it's going to be a bloodbath of sorts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet.
So they resurrected the people who built the hotel as well, the people who didn't give a shit about the Native Americans in the first place, and they just
like,
carry
fuck
on
it. Yeah.
Wow.
as,
And-
you know.
Yeah. So necromancy times.
Sweet.
Awesome.
Or we can re-educate them.
Yeah.
I like
We will.
Bring them up to date with the modern Moors, get them to read a few blogs.
like the way it's
go,
sort of-
that's not the way we do things now, guys.
It sort of starts off like The Craft.
Yeah.
And then it sort of turns into just sort of a sheer bloodbath orgy.
Kind of, but you can, I mean, like, you could have, like, bloody Giles, kind of Buffy-style guy come in and, like, trying to be like, we can't do this, necromancy's bad. But,
Oh, I really
you
think we ought to
know,
not do this.
yeah,
That's great.
Yeah.
go,
Cool.
go with that.
Very good. Okay. Right. No. What were you?
So for my requel, it's pretty much the same plot. Okay, the family's gone off to the hotel. Jack's writing his book. But Danny is a young boy with a power, but he's got the power to make people stumble into low tables and really hurt themselves.
I think I've worked out what the title is.
He's got the shinning.
He's got a really underdeveloped shining gland.
Look, I like that you've made this biological.
Does everybody have a shining gland, but they don't use them? Is
I
that?
mean, like most people don't.
Turn this into midichlorians, you prick!
Most people don't use them. They don't develop more than a bit like your appendix, but occasionally just one slips through. Big old shining gland.
It's like those people who can't unlock their brain, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is all of us.
All right.
But that's what sends Jack mad, just constantly banging the coffee tables.
If something was going to cause that kind of a rage, I think that would be it.
So is Danny doing it on purpose then? He's making him bang in the thinking.
He doesn't kind of realise that's what he's kind of doing.
Right.
It is in his head, but he doesn't realise it's got real world consequences.
It's a bit like Harry.
most kids, they sort of realise how annoying they are.
Right,
It's
right.
Harry.
Is there a large like montage scene in it of Jack Nicholson going around the entire hotel chopping up small tables with an axe?
all the victims are splintery.
You're like burning and watching.
Oh, and
Just shoving him in the boiler in the basement. There you go. Bring that in.
well, it was the takes of him doing it into the coffee table. Kubrick made him do it 100 times as well, so he did go mad in
Comes
real
out
life.
with guns. It's really
Although in this one, in an audacious bit of stunt casting, the role of Jack Torrance is going to be played by Brett Kavanaugh,
Nice.
US Supreme Justice Judge.
I like the sequence where lift doors open and just loads of bits of chopped up table.
Well, that's representing what kind of backstreet abortions that are going to come into law now that he's on the Supreme Court.
Right, yeah.
A liftful
So it's a political message.
It's like
gonna live full
giant
of-
vats of water next to him.
That's his,
Fetuses.
yeah.
A wave of fetuses. Just from all the abortions.
Oh,
Why
and
did you
then,
say abortions in front of Tom? This always happens.
This is trigger words. We've got a trigger word in every episode. Yeah.
Yeah.
and also
Oh, God, I can't even make that joke.
Halloran,
Don't try, please. You'll hurt yourself.
Halloran's journey back to the hotel, which seems to take half the film.
Yeah.
There's no point whatsoever.
Oh, he got out of there quick.
There's an
didn't he?
in the extended version. I think it's even longer.
It's even longer. He stops
No,
the
the
car.
text stops and has a chat with the guy. Like, where are you?
This
Like
one,
reading the rock of it, isn't it?
There's no point in
Doesn't
it.
it? Isn't it?
no point to it at all. He goes there and
a
gets
director
killed.
that he talks to. Is it Sam Raimi that he talks to? Isn't it?
I don't think
Or is that a different film?
No, I think
It's just some gas station.
No,
telling us
that's in
like-
the that's in the Stephen King version.
There's a bit where he stops for a bowl of soup as well at a roadside cafe and he's taking it, he's like, oh, that's a bit. Oh.
Oh, I should
And then he
really-
watches it for 5 minutes, getting colder.
I should really get to the hotel, but I do need sustenance.
So the camera, I hope nothing's happening there. It looks back.
I said, God, this soup's really hot. I'm going to have to leave it for a few more minutes.
Also, he's a bit of an international player, any by the looks of things, this character, because 1 minute he's on a plane, next minute he's in a snowcat, then he might as well be on ski. He's like Bond thing. Yeah.
Little sequence where he goes off a cliff and a
I like
Union Jack.
when he comes out the plane and he lands with that squeaky woman and the small Asian boy in a blow up dinghy.
Yeah, yeah.
That's very good as well. I like
Yeah,
that.
that's all-
really
so-
good.
Unless you get all the day. If he's skiing, you see him choose the skis.
Yeah, yeah.
Fitted
It's
for
like,
them.
it's like, no, no.
I couldn't
What
trouble
wax
you
would you
for
recommend for these ones?
I couldn't
Skis
trouble
all
you
the way
for
around.
a half size bigger on the boot here, man. This is really
But again,
pushing.
so I will be doing uphill. It's not just downhill, so there are, you want
Yeah.
that kind of ski.
Just to get axed to death.
No, he doesn't even get it. This time he gets to the hotel,
Yeah.
the step's a bit icy, he slips on it and just cracks his head open. That's it.
You forgot the sequence
Nobody
where-
even knows he's there.
I forgot the sequence where he's in the snowcat and he goes, oh damn, the service light seems to have come on. Then he stops and has the snowcat serviced, which you see in great detail.
A great long phone call, and you see, and then you
That's it,
see
we
the
go.
snow. That guy's journey.
Yeah.
That's it.
To change the bulb.
I'm sorry, but your timing belt needs changing, and the parts just aren't in town right now.
Well,
We're going to have
how
to get
long-
them in from out of town.
Well, how long do you think that will be taking?
Oh, that could take at least 3 days. The postal service being what it is this time of winter.
Well, I'll probably be here. I'll be the man watching the soup. Just let me know when you're ready.
That's it. Well, as soon as that timing belt gets in, Mr. Halloran,
That's my name,
we'll be in contact with you, sir. And whilst we're here, I would like to let you know that your
I feel
brake
like
discs,
it's real time, I do.
your brake discs, although not under the legal required limit, are quite low right
Well,
now.
would that be something that you would also be able to repair for me?
Well, yes, I would. I do happen to have those parts in stock. But
You actually
I
have.
mean,
I would not be waiting any additional
Oh no!
days.
Then we could do that work whilst we're waiting for the timing belt to arrive.
Well, that would be something to pass the time. A young boy's and his mother's life may depend on this, but I am not
we
going to
got
go
axe.
against the rules of the road.
I would suggest, sir, that even though that boy's life is in risk, you ain't going to be able to save him if you're putting your life
Speak
at
on the
risk
show.
in the attempt in getting to save that boy.
That does make sense. I think
Cure for
I'm going to
deleted
go.
scenes.
I'm going to go and read an entire newspaper out loud to myself in the corner of the room now. Thank you ever so much.
Well, we'll be in touch. Don't forget to bring in your service book so that we can stamp and date that for you,
Now,
sir.
do you think that would be
Fucking
somewhere
improvise
within the snowcat?
I believe I would look in the glove compartment. That seems to be a
Your
standard
choice.
Yeah.
Well, I'm afraid I have to go now.
That will be
This bit
available
is
in
wearing
the,
thin.
Well, speak to you soon, Mr. Harry.
I imagine Patreon subscribers will get the whole of this.
Goodbye now.
Bye now.
That's definitely available in the director's cut.
Yeah.
Right, let's hurry up and get to the end of this bloody section. My requel very quickly.
Oh, you've still got
I know. Yeah, because I can't even cut any of that out.
You can't now, can you?
I'll just speed it up.
Yeah, you can speed it up.
Right, mine's just called The Shining 3000. Basically, it's a shot-for-shot remake, but it's set in space. Idea is meteor showers close down the space hotel for 6 months at
The
a
Overlook
time.
Station.
Yeah.
The Overlook Station.
Yeah, the Overlook
You
Station.
know, for someone who likes sci-fi as much as you, the Space Hotel, really?
Yeah, I'll lose in steam out. So a caretaker has to make sure that the outer shields stay powered on. That's his reason for going there. She's gotta be there. So I cast it. I'd put Jim Carrey as Jack, Winona Ryder as Wendy, and Forrest Whitaker as Halloran.
So what kind of space science are you putting in place to which stops them from getting to that bit of space over winter?
Space
The meteorite shower.
Meteorite shower, sorry.
It stops and that's why shields have got to be on.
Right, okay,
And they keep going down, so he's got to keep.
So it's meteorite shower that prevents anyone from getting there but doesn't damage the hotel itself in any way whatsoever.
Or you could do a Hitchhiker's Guide where you just kind of jump.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I didn't have much for that one.
Using
But I
a
thought,
shining drive.
Yeah. Right, after all that, I think we'll go to the recaps and let's see what everybody likes the best. Right, it's time to pick our winners of the day or evening, whenever you're watching this. So, prequels, Emma, what did you have?
So I had Halloran on the buses, the 1970s exploits of Dick Halloran and his shining force.
Very good.
So, yeah.
Noel?
We find out where Tony came from.
Oh, yes.
He's
Son-
actually
yeah.
Tony Montana, who I now realise I called him Montoya earlier for
Montoya.
some reason. I'm not too sure who Tony Montoya
We'll dub that.
is.
We'll dub that out.
René Montoya from Batman.
Yeah. Mine
My
was.
name is Tony Montoya.
Oh,
You shot my father. Prepare to die.
That's it, that's what it's from. Yeah. Mine was young Dick Halloran goes to Xavier's School for Gifted Youngsters and then decides to help people with shining powers.
Mine was called Jack Torrance goes on a long and eventful holiday with his wife and kids and successfully completes a novel whilst working as a caretaker in a motel.
And what was that about?
Just that, except
cool.
it's basically it's all like a nice holiday, and then at the end, post sequence, his shining gland comes into maturity, and he holds up his finger and goes, "Here's Tony."
Yeah, okay.
Tony.
Very good.
Tony.
Okay.
Here's Tony. So as you can hear the maturity coming through.
Yeah.
That's it.
Very good.
Mine was the story of Wendy Bland, a woman who was essentially furniture in her own existence.
Right, what do we think then? Who do we think? Let's do the votes. Ooh, it's tricky. I don't.
I quite like on the buses. Just
Yeah,
shining.
shining on the bus. I'm going to go for that as well.
I
Yeah.
quite liked it.
Well, I mean, because it can obviously it can fit straight in with the another version in the mashup universe.
Yeah. Well, then Emma, you've got that one.
That one, yeah.
Okay. Sequels then. Let's keep going. What did you have for your sequel?
So my sequel was documentary, kind of most haunted, but with Danny Torrance going mad, a bit like Derek Acorah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. No.
Danny does Vegas.
Amy's Rain
So
Man
nice,
and-
feel good, happy film.
Yeah.
They go use the powers to get loads of money and have a nice life for once.
Yeah. Okay. Mine was Shining 2 Overlook. Basically, he's a tourist attraction, the Jack exhibit, and he thaws out when there's a power surge and goes on a killing rampage of all the guests.
Mine was one where he thought out as well, but mine did it in like a morgue. Off-site, and then he has to go and find
Yours
his
was
kid.
only 6 months
Yeah,
after
6
the-
months. Mine was only 6 months
So
after.
yours will take place in the beautiful summer. Yours will be a peak season.
That's it, yeah. Absolutely. So there's
Think of all the families.
Yes, that's it, exactly. There's a hell of a lot of horror in that film.
Yeah.
And as I put there, a lot more shining in it.
A lot more shining.
If you thought The Shining was shiny,
Yeah,
wait till
yeah.
you see.
This is like fucking, I don't know.
So is it like The Shining?
Yeah.
The 2 is like a little squared, like they did for
Yeah.
Aliens.
Yeah.
That's how much more shining there is in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shining Cube. Right. Eddie, what did you?
All Work by Jack Torrance becomes an international bestseller, turns the biggest fans of it into Jack Nicholson like zombies, and adult Danny has to shine everyone better with a shine axe.
Oh my God, he's experiencing the torrents.
Yeah, so they're all experiencing the torrents.
Yeah.
And when they chops them up, is that bit torrenting?
That's my joke from my requel. But yeah.
All right, what do we think? Let's. I'm gonna. Oh, I don't know. I might go for your Vegas one. I don't know. Yeah.
I
towards Shinox.
The Shine Axe, yes. I was going to go for the Shine Axe.
Yeah. I like the Shine Axe and the torrents as well.
What do you think?
Shine Axe.
Shout 3 to.
Three to
yeah,
whatever,
you've got that one ready. Well done.
Way.
Very good.
Nice.
Okay, requels. Emma, your requel.
My requel was teenage necromancers go wild in overlooked hotel and cause lots of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
The Shinning.
Oh yes.
Sorry, tables. How can we forget?
Starring Brett Kavanaugh.
Yeah.
In a 14-hour cut, 13 hours of which is Halloran travelling to the hotel.
How did that go again?
Right. Mine was the Shining in Space, basically. Shining 3000 with the meteor shower and the shields.
Yeah, mine was the Shiny Hining.
Yeah.
You might be onto a winner with that one. So
Yeah, Shiny Hining.
Shiny High.
Obviously, Shiny High, which is is all on that little island with the 1950s British. And it's not, and you know when he goes after, and it's not an axe, croquet mallet, mate.
Oh, yeah.
In the novel, it's a roque mallet.
Is it a rope mallet? Oh, there you go. So it's
Yeah. Okay.
So,
Yeah.
which is obviously the first one in the mashup universe.
And then the spin-offs as well. You got that, yeah.
Got most of
Excellent.
the ones, yeah.
Eddie.
Podcaster and his family, he wants to go to the Overlook Hostel, 4 stars TripAdvisor, to make his BitTorrents podcast better. One day he hears an easily removed crackle from a recording and kills fuck out of everyone with a big axe.
Right, cool. Well, my vote goes to Tom straight away.
I think we're...
I can't
I'm
We've
pretty
all got.
yeah,
I think
yeah.
even Tom's vote goes to
Shiny
Tom.
Well, no,
Is,
I couldn't win all because obviously I can't condone Brett Kavanaugh ever getting any work.
No, fair enough.
So,
Yeah.
We never said we were going to pay him for it. But
And he could die as well, like
Tora, yeah.
Right, well, Tom, you've done that one. So, we've come to the end, I'm afraid, everybody. That's the end of The Shining.
If you think The Shining should have been different, then please comment below. Let us know what your...
near my feet on balls.
Yeah.
Send us some candy.
Yeah. Chris decorated the
No
set,
candy.
but there's no candy in it.
Yeah.
We all got tricks.
Well, from all of us here at Prequel, Sequel, Requel, we'd like to say have a happy Halloween,
Happy
everybody.
Halloween, everybody.
Establish the law. Sequel. Then give us